1 month, and he is now doing his icebreaker, in which he's going to talk about a subject that he knows fairly well. As you can see, it's a big subject. He's talking about himself. Anthony?
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. I'm here today to tell you of the story of a great giant. A giant that grew in the valley of illusion and unclarity. And of his triumphant struggle, his trials and tribulations, and his eventual rise and escape to a world of freedom. Now, before you really understand the story of this giant, you must understand that he was not raised by wolves or animals or left to fend for himself, as so many in this world are. He was blessed enough to have two wonderful parents that guided him through all he needed to be guided through. They gave him the care, the love, the provisions that he needed to succeed in the world. The education, everything that he could imagine. This giant's struggle was not in that field. His struggle was in his adjustment to society. You see, when he went to school, all the other kids would pick on him. All the other kids would call him names. He didn't fit in quite like the other ones. He didn't know why. He sought for the answer left and right. It's just the way it was. So in time, as he looked for acceptance in the cafeteria, in the classroom, in the playground, after time he didn't find it. And he grew weary of the society around him. He grew weary of the school children that would always pick on him. And he started to build a cocoon. He started to find a way to escape from it all. And the way he did this was, when he got home, instead of going out to play with all the other kids, he would stay on the computer. The computer became his friend. And he would spend all his time playing with settings, playing with games, adjusting things, sometimes breaking the computer. And sometimes his father would come home and be really upset that he broke the computer. But over time, he developed an aptitude for this. He developed an aptitude for computers, for programming, for all these things. Probably because he spent so much time on tech support trying to get it fixed so his father wouldn't beat him. And he took this cocoon and he brought it to school with him. When the time came to go to the cafeteria or to recess, instead of going, he would stay in the library or in the computer labs, working with computers, eventually getting better and better at what he did. He didn't know it at the time, but this would be his method to escape. This would be his way to succeed. See, eventually something comes up called college, a decision to go to college. And he had a choice of staying where he was and going locally, or escaping to a land known as the Orlando, where there was a great university called UCF, which was very well known for computers. And he pretended to weigh his decisions, but he knew at his core of his heart where he wanted to go. In fact, he never even applied to any other schools. The only school he applied to was UCF. He knew by faith, if by nothing else, that he would make it in. And eventually, as you would expect, he made it. He made it to the University of Central Florida. And when he got there, he experienced an immense freedom that he didn't even know what to do with. And so he used it. He made new friends, explored new romances. He even found some new interests. One could say that he almost got lost in the freedom. You see, freedom is a powerful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But if one doesn't know how to use it, if one uses it incorrectly, it could even destroy the beholder. But one day, another giant crossed his path. A giant by the name of Tony Robbins, a very popular motivational speaker, came across his way and changed his life forever. This giant preached well-defined goals and instilled in him a motivation that you couldn't find anywhere else. From here on out, he continued with this precise, clear, defined goal that he had in mind. Everything he did was with excellence. He tried the best he could. He joined business organizations. He joined the most difficult classes he could assign, and he could subscribe in. He was on time for things where before he wasn't. He became an overall different person. And this person that I speak of today, this person eventually joined Toastmasters. That person is me, and I could not be more proud and more happy to be part of such a prestigious organization. Thank you.